Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my wife said that she's going to make me clean my office this weekend. She's always telling me what she does and does not like about my office, and I told her that that's why they call it my office. But she keeps on telling me what I have to do in my office, and so I'm going to clean this place up a little bit. I've got some clutter on my shelves, and so I'm going to work on this a little bit this weekend now that I have my desk in place. I'm kind of liking my new desk situation. I can kind of lean back from the computer a little bit. Seems to be working out good. Where has this desk been all my life? Okay. XRP Realities had tweeted this out. I like this tweet. Retweet and share with everyone and try to change life as much as possible. Every American should hold 1,000 XRP at least. It is better than zero. You do not know what is about to happen. Get 1,000 XRP at least and forget. Worst thing is to have zero XRP. Share it. Well, I did share it. I'm having some coffee, by the way. I did share it because I believe what they're saying here. I believe that to be true. I think that you're about to see more people that you know kicking themselves and saying, "Why didn't you tell me?" Than you can even imagine. I believe that is where this is going, and I believe that it could be imminently as well. Now, this is from XRP Crypto Wolf. We saw this yesterday. This news right here, but I think it was confirmed. SBI Holdings Forex trading will support XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. It will be quoted against the Japanese yen and USD. The new cryptocurrency service will be available on August 31st. That would be in a handful of days here, folks. SBI FX Trade is already accepting new account registrations. Now, folks, just remember the daily FX across the world is it's over $5 trillion is how big the FX market is, okay? And why would you use anything besides XRP if you're going to move money around in that market? You wouldn't. Okay. So this is on August 31st. Now let's give you a little reminder that we got from XRP Yo-Yo. This is Yoshitaka Kitao, who's the CEO of SBI Holdings, he's also on Ripple's board of directors because SBI Holdings owns around 10.5% of Ripple. The XRP launch will be live very soon. Now listen, this video is older, and it's in Japanese, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to play, you can hear the part where he says XRP. And this is one of those, does my son need to draw you? Well, my son does not need to draw you a picture because Yoshitaka Kitao is showing you a picture.
非常に成長しておりまして、ここにご覧いただくようにですね、税引き前利益の水準もうなぎ登りに伸びていっているということであります。タイのサイアム商業銀行ではついこの間も CEO が来られまして、両者間での提携関係を一層強く、特に先端分野での提携を強化しようということで話がまとまっております。したがいまして当然のこととしてリップルのこの XRP を、早期
XRP, exactly. Now, this is an interesting clip that I saw going around. I like this a lot. This guy in here, listen to what this guy says right here about what he thinks about what's going to happen with XRP holders. This is interesting.
I think we're going to have one of the most historic and interesting and intriguing transfers of wealth in modern history, where a lot of people like let me just throw something out, like Theta crypto owners or Ripple XRP rather, they're going to be, sudden billionaires. If you look back, for instance, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, sorry. The owner of the Dallas Mavericks basketball team, the NBA. Can't think of his name.
All right. Well, he brought up Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is the guy's name that he's talking about. And as long as he brought it up, but don't forget, he just said he thinks that the XRP holders, many of them will be sudden billionaires. And the truth of the matter is, that's what I believe too. I think that this is a worldwide transition of wealth. We're at the next Bretton Woods, this period of complete change in the financial systems. We are there. This is our Federal Reserve moment where they went down to Jekyll Island and the entire financial system was changed. I believe that this has been in the works behind the scenes for many, many years. And I believe that you and I, as XRP holders, sit right in the very center of this change that is about to occur. Now, I want to give some of you young people out there that weren't around, I want to show you just to illustrate just how fast someone can have wealth you can't even imagine, even off of a product that doesn't work. I want to show you something. I've shown this before on this channel, but he just brought up Mark Cuban. Now, many of you see Mark Cuban on Shark Tank and you say, oh, this guy's this really smart guy that's a billionaire. He's a billionaire, so he has to be really smart. Well, I've talked about this on this channel before, and it's a fascinating thing. For those of you that don't know, Mark Cuban, the way he originally got wealthy is he started a company during the .com era called broadcast.com. For those of you that were around back then, we had dial-up connections. We didn't have any of this Wi-Fi or cable modems, or back then it went from dial-up is where this all started, where you had a phone in your house. Many of you don't even have phones in your house anymore. I don't even have phones in my house anymore. But a dial-up was your phone that was at your house. You would push a button and then it would connect to the internet, and you'd hear this crazy sound as it connected to the internet. And it wasn't that reliable. We would get kicked off. You'd get kicked off of the internet while you're trying to buy something on Amazon or eBay. And so the connections back then were not good enough to do things like watch video and things like that. But everybody knew it eventually would come, but it wasn't ready for it. Well, Mark Cuban created broadcast.com during that time. And then he literally had because I remember going and trying to listen to this stuff. The whole idea was, I think originally his idea was you would be able to listen to basketball games online. So broadcast.com would try to do it, and you'd be trying to listen, and all of a sudden you'd see buffering, which meant that your connection was buffering to the internet. Internet connection speeds were not ready for a broadcast.com. It just wasn't. But he still was able to sell it to Yahoo. This is one of Yahoo's biggest blunders ever. Listen to this. Did you know that entrepreneur Mark Cuban made his first billion on Yahoo? Yahoo bought his internet television radio company, broadcast.com, for $5.7 billion in April 1999. Fortunately for Cuban, but unfortunately for Yahoo, broadcast.com was purchased around its peak. The service, which simulcast TV and radio programming on the internet, was way ahead of its time. Dial-up connections were too slow to play live video, and broadcast.com lacked compelling content. Yahoo eventually broke up broadcast.com into various streaming media businesses, none of which exist today. So this guy literally was given $5.7 billion for a product that did not work. And I wanted to show you, this is him when he's on, this is back when he was on TV about the deal. Watch this.
Behind the boardroom segment, 2 internet companies are satisfying their urge to merge. The rumors we told you about last night turned out to be true. Yahoo is buying broadcast.com in a $5.7 billion stock swap. Yahoo, of course, is one of the most popular gateways on the web, serving more than 50 million different visitors each month. Broadcast.com puts everything from presidential speeches to fashion shows online, but it has never turned a profit. Earlier today, I caught up with the chairman of both companies and asked Yahoo's Tim Kugel why he did this deal.
That poor guy.
A bunch of reasons, actually. The primary ones are broadcast.com is a leader, undisputed in its space, aggregating, basically carrying, serving rich media content, audio and video. And we have a platform in Yahoo's network of properties worldwide that has huge audience. And We know that audience already values rich media content, and will.
Yeah, rich media content that you don't even have the internet connection to serve up. But I wanted to show you that to illustrate two things. The first thing is you can get wealthy overnight without even having a product that works. But the second thing that I kind of wanted to show you is that people don't always know everything. I mean, here's a guy, this guy's the Yahoo chairman and CEO. He made one of the biggest blunders in the history of, really in the history of acquisitions or whatever you want to call this. But, because no matter who someone is, they don't always know things. Well, you and I have been sitting here studying and researching and reading and watching videos about one company and one digital asset, in my case, since 2013, but really studying for the last 2 or 3 years. We know everything in our gut tells us that we're dead on. But guess what? This is a real product. It's a real product with real smart people, and it works. And the internet's ready for it, and everything's ready for it. And we're having a great wealth transfer, a transition. We're in the right place at the right time with the right product and the right company. It's perfect. It couldn't be any more perfect. So I hope that made an impression on you, what I just showed you with Mark Cuban. But I do believe, in the past I've called it, I do believe you will have your Mark Cuban moment as an XRP holder. And a windfall, is that what they would call it? XRP Crypto Wolf, the XRP community response to Flare networks has been massive since over 5,400 accounts holding a total of 295 million XRP have already set up to claim Spark tokens in only 6 days so far. Below is a set of frequently asked questions. So they've got Spark, they've put some frequently asked questions out about this Spark token. Now, I tweeted this to Coinbase last night. Any of you who have XRP on Coinbase, you need to be aware that that nobody knows yet if Coinbase is going to support this. We have no indication that they are. And so you may have to take your XRP off of Coinbase if you want to receive your Spark tokens. We do know that the Ledger Nano S supports it right now. We do know that BitTrue is going to support it. Now, they said they're going to give us 2 weeks notice before they distribute Spark tokens. So as of right now, it's fine to be on Coinbase if you're comfortable having your digital assets online. But the Ledger Nano S is where I would keep it. Okay, but I sent this to Coinbase. Now, these people have not, to my knowledge, even responded to my tweet. And you know that they've seen it. And that kind of is very telling in my opinion. Hi, Coinbase. There's a lot of XRP holders who will be moving their XRP holdings off your platform if you are not going to support the Flare Network's drop. Do you have any intention to speak with them about it? So I think that's a reasonable question to ask these guys. Gold Telegraph. This is from the yesterday's thing. Central with the Federal Reserve Chairman. Central bankers are now trying to indoctrinate with big words to the layman that inflation should be welcomed and not feared. 2020, everyone. And they called it the gold era, I believe. And then there was this from Gold Telegraph, just to remind you all how quickly extreme inflation can happen. Lebanon inflation. Inflation was below 20% as recently as March. Today, on an annual basis, inflation is 112.4%. Inflation happens fast. Okay, Emi Yoshikawa, looking forward to she works at Ripple, looking forward to discussing the future of blockchain and fintech at next week's, whatever that's called, alongside fellow industry leaders, all of these people. So she's going to be speaking there. And then there was this from Crypto D sent me this. Whales are accumulating more Bitcoin. The number of wallets holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin just reached a new all-time high. The recent uptick shows that large Bitcoin holders currently have no interest in realizing profits. So that's an interesting piece of information. For those of you that haven't been around, as far as the market movements go, when Bitcoin's going up, even to this day, when Bitcoin's going up, it's good for XRP and everything else. Okay, I thought this was an interesting video. Dennis, this is from the Cryptic Poet. Dennis Keselev, CEO of Ripple partner SnapSwap, talks about facilitating transactions on the Ripple network. This is an interesting video.
That's correct. You can have any currency in your wallet.
Hold on. Okay, the old mic went out there for a second. Here we go.
Correct. You can have any currency in your wallet and you can operate with any currency. And speaking about Ripple as a currency, the currency code is XRP. It is kind of a glue in the system. It's more technical currency that allow to facilitate interchange between different currencies. So that's the essence of Ripple. It's not the currency by itself, which was created like Bitcoin or something. It's more technical stuff to allow the network to handle various currencies, Bitcoins, dollars, euros, and interchange them freely.
And what you're saying of that the system finds a path, and it's multi-currency, because I can have in my wallet I can have dollars and I owe you rubles. Say that I owe you 1,000 rubles, and I can put in my wallet, even if I don't have rubles, I can put in my wallet, pay Dennis 1,000 rubles, enter, and what's going to happen? It's gonna change my dollars into rubles automatically.
No, before the system does it, you specify how much you are paying, say 100 rubles, and then you will see the options depending on what you really have in your wallet. The system will tell you, okay, in order to deliver 100 rubles to Dennis, you can spend $3 or 50 or 550 XRP or 2 Bitcoins. And then you select which of the currencies which are in your wallet you use for the payment. So it's very flexible. All
right, that was an interesting explanation. Now, we've been seeing this theme of China, where it's almost like a campaign of fear, is what it looks like to me. This was Chris Larson, remember? China has near ubiquitous use of digital payments, piloting state-controlled digital yuan, has the largest concentration of crypto miners. The U.S. can't afford to lose this tech Cold War if we want to maintain economic leadership globally. More thoughts? Well, then we saw that, and Ripple was retweeting his article from, this was the other day. China's winning the financial battle of the tech Cold War. Scary words, tech Cold War. And then this article came out yesterday. In Forbes, the digital yuan is China's attempt to upend the global financial order. Then I saw this. This came out from the FBI, of all places. The China threat. The Chinese government believes it must cheat and steal to surpass U.S. in economic and technological leadership. Its work targeting U.S. businesses, lawmakers, students, researchers, and the public requires a whole of society response. Learn more here. But what interests me about this is the FBI sending this out, first of all. But what interests me more than anything is what in the world is this picture right here that the FBI is putting out, because I know what that looks like to me. It looks like this to me. I mean, this is another one of those. I think we've had two moments. Well, the first moment, Yoshitaka Katal drew you the picture so my son does not have to. But in this one, why on the planet Earth is the FBI using that graphic that is literally almost identical? The only difference is there's a little bit of tan shading in their nodes here. I mean, come on. What in the world's going on? Finally, I wanted to show you this Gold Telegraph breaking news. Commercial mortgage debt in distress surges 320%. Moody's says more than $54.3 billion. Now, folks, let me tell you what's about to happen, I believe. I believe that the real estate market is going to collapse on a scale 10,000 times worse than 2008. You've got think about all these businesses that are out of business. There's no stimulus checks coming to my knowledge. Congress is fighting over all this stuff. So think about all these businesses that are out there. They don't have anybody coming to their restaurants. There's nobody going out. Half of the people are like me, and they'll go through a drive-through instead of walking into a restaurant because they don't want to deal with the whole mask issue. There's all kinds of stuff going on where these people are in a distressed situation. It's just a matter of time before you begin to see the tidal wave finally hit. And I've heard it compared to, if you remember, all this started a few months ago. Well, it's kind of like an earthquake happening out in the middle of the ocean, and that water just goes down in the crevice, and there's a little pullback, and then all of a sudden that tidal wave starts rolling. And I believe it's been rolling across that ocean for the last few months. When it hits, I believe that people in this country and around the world are going to see something they've never seen, even eclipsing the Great Depression. So strap in, and if you've done the smart thing and you're sitting on your savings and cash and been conservative, then it'll be an opportunity for you. If you've got XRP, it might, when this whole thing changes, and it is going to change, you might be sitting in the most perfect spot in the history of finance. That's what I really believe. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that there is a tidal wave of a financial mess that could hit at any second. Thank you for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.